What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video here, and I want to show you some progress I made today from trading. Currently in one swing trading position was 50 shares, and then the other one was an overnight swing I took on TVIX to lock in $216 worth of profit. So if you're looking at my screen right now, you'll see that I'm currently in the position with ACIA. I'm currently only up 17, now 16 bucks, now 15 bucks, and that will steadily keep declining as the price goes down. But again, so for example, on ACIA, if you look at this daily chart, there was a massive, there's a really big gap down just the other day. So as you can see here, there was a huge gap down, and the price tapped on the $24 mark. Once I seen it was holding some support there, I decided to get in long for a potential squeeze and or move back up to, this $30 level, which is right here. So back up to this $30 level, or that 9 moving average, or the top of that red candle. That's very possible to see happen. We see it happen all the time. Doesn't mean it will happen, but I see the value where I could at least get up to the $28 mark, $29 or this $30 mark very easily. So once again, I took an open position swing. My average is $26.20 with only 50 shares. So again, right, 50 shares, it's at 26. So here it is. I'm willing to risk, if you look at this position, right, this is the way you got to think, right? So I took 50 shares, pretty small, nothing huge, right? But I'm willing to risk a break below the previous red candle, which is right there. So I'm willing to risk below that previous red candle, and that previous red candle's price would be, let's see. Let's do it like this. So the break below that previous red candle is a price of $25.47, and my entry was $26.20. So ideally, my risk is going to be this green line, which would be about 50 bucks, right? Because 26.20 down to, what is that, 25.39. Yeah, so it's about a $50 risk, right? And if we look up here, remove drawing, this yellow line is going to be my profit target, any one of these, right? So my yellow line will be about, this would be my first initial profit target right in the middle at about 29. Then I have another profit target here at 30, and then another one here at the top of this red candle, which would be about 31. So if I could reach all the way to the top at 31, that's 26 to 31, that would be a 4-to-1, or sorry, actually that would be a 5-to-1 profit loss ratio. So this is a really good profit potential trade for me, where I risk $50 to possibly make $250. If I can get all the way to about $31, I'll make about $250 profit. And, I risked $50 to make that. So that's a pretty good trade. You're risking 50 to make 250. I seen the value, so I hopped in, and I'll be swinging this for a couple days. And as I said before, currently up now $23 on the position. If we zoom in on a 1-minute chart, my entry on the stock, and let me get all these old drawings off. My entry was right here, right where this white line is. That was my entry. By the time I caught wind of it, seen value is about right there. So I ended up buying that price, and now we're kind of just hanging out, treading around and still moving upward. So again, this is more of a swing trade for me, and by no means does this mean that you should trade the stock or you should do what I'm trying to do. You have to see the value for yourself, and if you see it, go ahead, great, you can take the trade. That's by all means up to you. But again, for me personally, this is a trade I've seen value in, and I thought I would bring this video to your attention, show you that I'm up $23. I'm super rich now, and I can probably go buy a Lamborghini or something. All right, and then the other trade that I took yesterday, which ended up turning into an overnight swing position, was on TVIX. And this one I was able to lock in $216 a day. Not that big. It was actually about 300 bucks when it was up here, but I didn't get out there. I held around, and I ended up selling it about right there. So again, it was 216 bucks there on that. So pretty good trade. So all in all, I'm up about 250 bucks on the day. Not a bad day at all. Okay. So let's talk about this one. All right. Yesterday, I got in at $7.11, which ended up being, and first off, let me zoom out. The reason I got in at $7.11 was because I seen that, we were kind of basing out right? Kind of stopping out and starting to curl up. So I ended up taking an entry like right there. Once these moving average crossed over. And then sure enough, we headed down, so that kind of sucked. But I did have conviction that we were going to continue up for the next day. And sure enough, we did gap up. And then I sold on this first initial pop right in the morning on these candles. I ended up selling out like right into here. Okay. So, and actually I sized out a few times. I like popped up, I sold some here, then I ended up selling some here. Actually, it doesn't really help you. So we first popped up, I think I sold majority of my shares like right here at 735. And then I may have sold a little more on the top, and then I finished out selling the rest like right down there. Okay, that's how my trade ended up going there. Now, the reason I seen conviction, or thought this trade would be good for an overnight swing, is a couple things. If you look at the daily chart, you'll see that, or not the daily chart, but 180-day chart. You'll see that it was right on support. So I went ahead and bought it right on support. But again, if you're not familiar with what TVIX is, then you can't really trust these supports as supports, because whether or not it looks like a support line, the support level has zero to do with the actual functionality and the price action of something like TVIX. Okay, TVIX is an inversely related velocity ETF to the stock market. So whenever the stock market goes down, that will go up. But again, that movement on TVIX is based off of volatility and the futures market. So if you're not familiar with the volatility index and the futures market, then you're probably going to have a really challenging time trading it. But for me, I understood the volatility. I understood where the market was at because I've been following the market for months. So I knew what was probably to happen these coming days. And that was this. We were actually starting to head down. Right? So I kind of expected that we were going to be seeing a pullback, and now you can it's probably getting close to coming to some support levels. But regardless, I seen the value in TVIX because I know how the market was reacting, where the market was. So that's why I was able to hop in an overnight swing position on TVIX and lock in 216 bucks. Okay. But with the way the market had been trending lately, that's why I took 645 shares and not like 2,000 or 3,000 or something. Well, because for one, I just started funding my account, so I really couldn't. But the reason I took 645 was because I wasn't entirely sure, so I didn't want to take a super big position on that. So anywho, we lock in $216 on TVIX overnight, and there it is. All right, guys. So again, right, I'm recapping some of these trades. When it comes to any of the trades I may have mentioned, you just have to see the value for yourself for getting into it, right? We can always, tell you why we see value and why we did this, but at the end of the day, it comes down to you actually clicking or pulling that trigger. So I hope you guys like this video. Leave comments, questions below if you guys have any questions, and stay tuned for the next video.